Some Dumb Vlog, episode 21. Don't be afraid to try. There's a lot of things in life that people don't do simply because they're afraid, not because they're not good at it, not because they're worried that they won't be able to do it the correct way, but because they're afraid of failing. You can't be afraid of failing. I mean, you shouldn't be afraid of failing because the only way you'll ever know if you're any good at something is if you try. Let me give you an example. Like I said, when I started my real estate career, I didn't know too much about it. I had my grandfather told me a couple of good things before he passed away. Um, but I had to use my own money, and I could have been afraid to lose the money I've saved for 15 years and just say no, I'm not going to do it. But I said no, let me try this because when you try something, you learn. When it comes to women, I'm not like the sexiest guy in the world. I'm not like the tallest guy in the world, and I do got a big forehead, but I try. So when I talk to women, sometimes it goes good, sometimes it doesn't go good. But the fact that I try, you know, we're getting into a society where we're getting in a world where people only do what they feel comfortable with doing. And if you only do what you feel comfortable with doing, you'll be stuck in the same place for all your life. I mean, it's definitely the worst probably thing that you can do. Um, keep the keep the same job is cool, but if you see yourself doing more, but you never take that step, at the end of your life, you're gonna be mad at you can't have nobody be mad at but yourself, and you're gonna be hella mad at yourself. It's like some people they don't understand that it's gonna sound so cliche, but we literally, for all intents and purposes and all that we know, we only live one time. We're not here another time. Some people believe in afterlives, but none of this is proven. So if if you only live once, if you really break it down, why would you not want to live that life to the fullest potential? You know, I was watching a lot of videos where like you see guys, hood guys getting proposed. Like I see one guy who looked kind of hood proposing to his girl. It's like wow, that's a big step because most of the time guys don't really in this generation don't really want that. But you never know until you try. Um, man, people just I brought this conversation up because you know I was talking to a woman and she didn't want to really like she was with a guy and the guy was like the only guy she's been with and she was so comfortable with him that even though she knows and even though she ended the relationship because it was like abusive and it was her doing all most of the work. She didn't want to move on to the next relationship. She wasn't comfortable with moving on. She was scared to move on to the next relationship. She was scared to try because she was so comfortable with the last relationship. That's another part of this. Don't get too comfortable where you don't want to try, and your reason for not trying is because you're comfortable with the way things are, even if they are bad, or the way things were. Um, it's just, I mean, a lot of the different, you know, thoughts that I have as far as about progression. So it might sound similar. Like if I say one vlog is like you gotta try, and the next one is like uh, fight for what you believe. It's because in my head a lot of motivation and a lot of inspiration pumps through it every day. Like every day when I wake up first thing in the morning, all I'm thinking about is how can I be more successful than I was yesterday? What can I do to make a bigger impact in this world, a bigger impact on my life than I did the day before? And how can I go about trying? Because that's the whole step. Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is sure that it's gonna work. But trying, what can I do to try to do this? Um, you know, another thing is be open to take advice from people that may have uh, a little more knowledge than you from about a thing than you know. Like for me, I don't like reading books. I'm against. I mean, not against it. But I just don't like reading books. But I'll listen to audiobooks, and I listen. When I'm trying to get something, like as far as learn something or trying something new, it it behooves me to understand how things work. I just want to use a big word, but I want to understand how other people went about trying something that I'm trying to try now. Um, when it comes to investing, I've read so many books on investing, real estate, $1 million real estate investor, 10x by Grant Cardone. The real estate investor was Gary Keller. Uh, The Millionaire Next Door, What the Wealthy Do. It's a lot of stuff that I start to open my mind to, so that you learn, because trying something works better when you know knowledge about it. When it comes to women, like I don't get every girl I approach. I don't. It's just not realistic to believe that I would get every girl I approach. But I try so many times that if you average it out, oh man, if you average it out, my average is probably atrocious, but the numbers are probably good. You know, I'm not in that phase where I'm ready to try to settle down, because there's so much other stuff that I want to try to do while I'm still able to get around and move around so freely, being only 33 and being able to do stuff that I don't think that I'll be able to do when I'm 40 or 50. So, you know, I'm not ready to try that settling down again yet. But yeah, it's just uh try, man. Don't be afraid to try. Another inspirational quote. But this is Some Dumb Vlog, episode 21. Don't be afraid to try. Peace.